Don't think the
Okay,
intro's working,
so
dear.
yeah, we're yeah, I'm not entirely sure why the intro music just died out like that. I'm trying a new audio system, and apparently it doesn't like that. Anyways, hello and welcome to the Part Time Gamers, the gaming podcast for people with full time lives. I'm Saranax, clocking in with my good friend 9 of 12.
9 of 12. I'm also known as September, and I am also familiar with having to fix it in post.
Yep, yep, and that's why I record everything as well. So yeah, we'll have a local recording, and I'll have to figure that out why that one decided not to work. Uh, but yeah, I'm experimenting with a new sound setup. So a little bit of a like behind baseball type thing. How the sausage is made,
It'll be
all that
worth it
jazz.
or some shit, right?
Yeah, it will be worth it because it'll consolidate the number of programs I need to run considerably. So what I was doing before is I'm using a program called virtual audio cables in order to create more audio channels on my Windows PC. And in also while using that, I was using another program called Audio Repeater that would allow me to route the different channels through different other channels and stuff, so I can get like September can hear the intro music, and it actually has it at a different level than you hear at the stream, so we're not blasting out our own ears with stuff that we've heard 1,000 times before. Uh, and so that we could have just having everything directed everywhere. The problem was, in order to do that, I had to make a bunch of different batch files, so that they would start up as my during startup of the PC, and it's just this. I had like 8 of them running at once and everything, so it was just this whole convoluted process to try to get the whole thing working. Recently, Elgato made it so that their audio routing program called Wavelink was now open to all hardware. Originally, it was only open to Elgato hardware, so you can only use their mics and everything for it. They've recently made it so it's open to all hardware. So I'm trying that out in order to try to consolidate everything that I need to do. And apparently, I need to make some adjustments to some of the bumpers. So if the bumpers don't play, that's why. I'm figuring
You
it
get
out
what you
still.
get.
Yeah. Uh, but I mean, losing bumpers isn't a huge deal. We can make it work from there. But yeah, so that's and also I've been sick this weekend, so I'm still a little sniffly, and Jess is complimenting color choices from September.
Yeah, I already knew all the tech shit, so I put on lipstick and I
Well,
used my camera to do it. And so you got a makeup tutorial at the same time. This is a
yeah,
lip stain from Alver. This was like the first TikTok purchase I ever made, and it looks like a little wine bottle, and the
nice,
color is called Shiraz Red.
nice.
So,
That is actually a pretty cute bottle. Having it look like the wine bottle.
yeah, it came
It's,
with like a whole set of like different ones. The one's like a rosé, so it's pink, and they're all different wine colors. One
yeah,
was like an orangey. I got some in my teeth. Um, and I gave it to a friend of mine. It was much more her color
yeah.
goes with her skin tone, and she loved it too. They're wearing out though. They're getting like, even though I closed the bottles, kind of dry. At least the ones I use more than this. I don't use this one very often. It's very bold. Um, anyway,
Yeah. And I actually think I
look,
know.
girl content.
Yeah. Okay. So in real time, I think I figured out why that was not working. I'm going to double check these ones real quick on the fly to make sure that they will work. So yeah, it's been a week. Uh, yeah. So yeah,
Everything's
just
fine.
things. Yeah, stuff's happening. Okay, that should work. That should work. Okay.
Hey, St. Patrick's Day is almost here.
Yeah.
In case
Um.
the wonderful thing about that was last night when we went for a pint after Rob's gig. We went to a regular, and Lost Worlds Brewing were selling in bottles and taps their shillelagh They're Irish red, and it's really good. And I had forgotten about it. Rob went to grab us a couple beers to take home. I'm like, Shillelagh's out. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Um,
I made a fatal error in judgment, and I had a 6-pack of Angry Orchard, but I finished them off last night and didn't keep any for today. So yeah, I just finished off my Mountain Dew from Panera, so I'm currently raw dogging this show when it comes to drinks. Um, yeah, uh, yeah,
look at the color.
nice,
Freaking beautiful.
nice. Okay. Anyways, we do have a game to talk about today, and we should probably get to it before my voice decides to crap out. So let's go ahead and get to work.
Morning break is over. Morning break is over.
And that confirms my flaw in the intro. It needs to be set to overlap. Anyways, yeah, we're going to be continuing on our theme of Can I See Some ID? This one is kind of the not quintessential, but like the definition of this, because you're literally checking IDs. It's called Not Tonight.
Constantly.
Yeah. And you just hearing the name of that, Not Tonight, tells you next to nothing about what this game is about. This is in the same kind of genre, same kind of vein as Papers, Please, as is the case with this month's theme. And you were playing as a bouncer who is, going to these, you're playing as a bouncer of these different various clubs and stuff like this.
I mean, the bouncer thing is coincidental. Like,
yeah,
I would say something about the plot.
Yeah.
It's dystopian.
Yeah, it's
I
this.
found it interesting that until today it was on sale for this big International Women's Month thing. They had this sale, and a lot of them were cozy games.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see where, like in their description, like people find this relaxing because it's very repetitive.
Yeah.
Because you end up being a bouncer over and over and you're checking IDs. But the plot is this, like, you're in England and it's gone, like, Brexit kept going to the extreme.
Yeah.
And, you end up close to where we're getting, where you got to show your ID everywhere.
Yeah.
And it opens with, you get a letter that your citizenship you're just not a citizen anymore. Even though you were born here, it doesn't matter. Like your grandparents were from other countries, so now you're a dirty Euro and you don't belong here.
Yeah.
I miss if it specified how many generations back they went ahead and did respect, but like, ew, because that's a little too close to home. Like, that's not cozy. That's something the fucking Mango Mussolini has been trying to do. So you're basically incarcerated, and then we've got that whole Deep Rock Survivors, like you're beholden to the company store. They house you. You can stay in the country. You might be able to stay if you earn X amount of dollars, but you have to pay rent and you have to pay for all your own stuff. And then he sends you out to these mandatory jobs.
Yeah.
And it's being a bouncer and then at different places. And it keeps escalating with, first it's just they're the right age, and then it's the right income, and then it's the right social status. And like, that's all horrifying.
Yeah.
But it's all in flashback too.
So that's actually something I really like in storytelling. Is like what was just shown on the screen was the intro to the game, and it starts at the end. Like you're a bouncer for the first year of Albion First rule and everything in this area, and there's a big pageant and everything. You're the bouncer for it, and then shortly after it opens up, there's a bomb that goes off, destroys part of the building, and there's just chaos ensues. That's the ending, at least one of the endings, I think. There's multiple endings to the actual story, the narrative to this, but that's like one of the big events that they they start with, and then they go back a year, and that's where your story begins as this this gig economy bouncer. Also, just as a random tangent side note, I did write down Mango Mussolini on my board because I want to remember that. Anyway,
I don't get credit for that. That's from Greg Proops. If
Okay.
you've never listened to the Smartest Man in the World podcast,
yeah,
I don't listen anymore, but I listened for a long time, and he goes on wonderful rants, and he's so funny, and he has a pile of nicknames, and that's one I picked up and use occasionally. It seems to jump to the front of my head most often.
yeah,
My favorite though is Lord Dampnut, because it's actually an anagram of his name.
yeah. Anyway, so I love storytelling that does that. It kind of reminds me of anyone who still remembers it. Oh, excuse me. Anyone who still remembers it from a while back. The show Heroes. The way that they started the first episode was
The
brilliant.
Save the Cheerleader, Save the World one, right?
Yes. But right off the bat, they have the time traveling character, Hiro, I believe it's Hiro Nakamura is his name, the character's name at least. He accidentally travels into the future and sees the events that are going to happen at the end of the season. And then before they take place, he travels back, and then they have to try to figure out how they get to that point. I love that in storytelling. And I love the fact that that's how they start this game.
It can be overdone, but it is a great device. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm then again, I'm the kind of person who I don't usually mind
And we
spoilers
don't want a
that much.
constant like doodle doodle doodle.
Well, yeah.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, but I mean, just like if you're just doing it once, it's like you set up,
Yeah.
okay, this is the world as it is right now. This is where we're going to end up. And then you go back and it's like, how do we get to that point? How do we make these two A and B connect? I love that in storytelling. And, but I'm also the kind of person that I don't really mind spoilers, because just saying, hey, such and such dies at the end. It's like, okay, that tells me nothing of how we get to that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't usually give a shit about spoilers either.
yeah. So I mean, I love that in storytelling. I love that they start with this. Also, I should probably actually say the rest of the information before we start getting into the game.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I just noticed your cursor is conveniently placed in this information. It's developed by Panic Barn, published by No More Robots. Is currently $19.99 on Windows via Steam, and there is a version on Switch that's $24.99. The reason why it is more expensive is it's because it's the version that includes the DLC. That is, they unfortunately do not have the version that does not have the DLC on Switch. You have to get it with the DLC, which, from what I've been seeing on reviews on Steam, it adds a little bit to the narrative and such, but doesn't. A lot of people say it's not really worth the cost to get it. So it's got mixed.
Regretting not grabbing it for the sale though.
Yeah,
Like $3.99 was sweet.
it was $3.99.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't even notice that it was on sale. But yeah, it's like we were saying, it's this dystopian post-Brexit kind of Papers, Please like, where you're managing paperwork. You're trying to very quickly look through the information, see if people are allowed into these different locations or not and such. And so the narrative of this story though is kind of interesting, because it starts with the end on December 31st, 2018, which I think they picked that date on purpose, because
it's supposed to be set like post Brexit, and then our psycho.
Yeah. But not just that, but also the fact that all these clubs are 18 plus. So it's like, if they're it makes it very convenient that you just like, all you need to remember is, or you really need to look for on their IDs is, are they born before this day on 2000?
The month does come in though.
Yes, I do
You have
know
to
the
keep
month
an eye on
does.
the month.
Yes, but the fact that the year is just always is it before 2000? Okay, they're good. With the month and everything. Like, so if they're born in
That's,
the,
honey, just something that happened with bars. Like,
well,
trust me, I'm of an age where I've been listening for a long time. There was like, when you get to the bar and they're like, "Oh, it begins with the 19, you're fine." Um, we,
I
we
mean,
were all, some of us were very aware of that change.
yep. So am I. I just think that I have a feeling that was completely happenstance, but I think it actually does make it a little bit easier because then, like, when you're looking for date of birth, it's like, okay, is there a 19 in it? They're good. It makes
you
it
do
a
have to
lot
be
easier to do that.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like unlike Papers, Please, this one actually has like a minimum requirement for getting people in the door to even pass it. Oh,
And they lie. Did you
oh yeah.
catch that? They
Like
tell
which
you, all right, you get this many, you let 5 people in, like the very first one. Let 5 people in, and then you're good. It's gonna be slow. And like you get to about 10, they're like, "Oh, you're halfway there," or
well
something. Like,
they're not
hey,
talking they're not talking when they say that they're not talking about the number of people, they're talking about time. They're halfway through the night. Because they're only open for about 4 hours.
but it still didn't set off the like diddling, like that you've completed, because you get a bonus if you reach twice as many. I,
Yeah. I mean
the numbers were not, the math wasn't mathing, and I wasn't surprised because all of these fuckers are shady, racist anyway.
but yeah. But yeah. So train of thought on track. There we go. Um yeah, it's just you're where am I going? Sorry. I'm still half asleep and slightly sick, so the caffeine is not helping. But yeah, the narrative takes place over this year. You start off, it starts with the events on December 31st, 2018. It has those events. Then it goes back to January 1st of the same year, where this is where you kind of start your actual gameplay as your character. And they're on this like just dilapidated flat that they were given. They don't even have a name anymore. They're just, whatever citizen number 122 or something like that. And basically, like, you have to just go and get these jobs as a bouncer. You start off at this place called King's Head, and then eventually you're able to get, the better you do, the more upscale places you're able to be a bouncer at, more money and all that jazz. So the gameplay takes place in 3 different chapters. So, and each chapter takes about a month. So the first chapter is January. The second chapter, it jumps 5 months ahead. So now you're in July. The last chapter, I didn't actually check to see what month it is in the last chapter, but there's another time jump, and you got the last
October.
chapter. Okay.
Yeah, October.
Okay. But yeah, each chapter is a month's worth of time. So it's already right there. You're going to be doing more going through this more often than you would in Papers, Please, because in Papers, Please, it's just 1 month. And there is no chapters or anything like that. In this, it's 3 months. So you're going to be doing it more often. But also, this one seems to go a lot faster than Papers, Please. You're starting off, you're checking fewer things. You're just checking a couple spots on their ID, handing it back to them, going from there. Eventually, obviously, it does get this escalation of what you're checking. Like, there's a point where you start checking their nationality. You have to check for expiration dates. You have to check, okay, do they have a ticket? Does the ticket have a proper stamp? The kind of typical escalation that you would find in this type of
Searching
game.
for contraband.
Yeah, or selling contraband in some cases. Like I saw I started looking through the second chapter on this guy's playthrough, and you can start selling drugs to people who are going in the club. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if they have a cheese head, you can sell them something called cheeser, and get money from that. And money is
And there's the pills, power
yeah,
pills,
it's the
or whatever.
yeah, power
and
pills, which
yeah,
I think the indicator for
kinds of
those is like
illicit
bubbles above
shit
their
going
head
on.
or something like that.
And there's specific people you have to keep out sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah.
there's a list of VIPs and the requirements change. It does get, basically, it's the way to make it more challenging because you're under the same kind of time constraints.
Yeah.
So it does get more challenging. And like, as you get used to the open the ID and look at this and this and this and this, and then it makes kind of forces you to buy scanners
Yeah.
because you have to check so many things that if you don't spend the money and it, because you're never going to get to the amount of money lets you stay in the country. That's
Yeah.
how this bullshit works.
Yeah.
It's the company store.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so there is that element as well of just you have to buy better equipment, not just the checking equipment, like you can get UV lights to check for fake IDs, stuff like that. There's also some other random bits, like you have to factor in your clothing even, because there is
like there's no heat
yeah,
and you're flat and you can buy a heater, but it's really expensive. And
yeah, and all of that is to because there is a stamina to your character. If you keep on working and don't rest, you're gonna start losing stamina and you're gonna fare as well. But at the same time, if you take too much rest, then you're not gonna make enough money. So it's literally like adulthood simulator.
things we do to survive.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm starting to regret picking this topic. Too much real life happening.
That was
But
cozy. Not right
I mean,
now. It's not. Like,
it's cozy in the gameplay, not necessarily the subject matter.
and it click, click, the repetitive click, click. Yeah, no.
Oh,
No. Not
But
when
yeah.
there's a new Pokemon game out.
True. Although I don't know about Pokemon, man.
I don't want to spend that, but it looks great. I've been watching some Samuel Tucker Young is playing it, and oh my god, Stardew Valley. Today he was calling it Blob the Builder, which makes sense if you know the plot of the game because you're a
Yeah.
Ditto. And it's really cute. Minecraft.
Yeah. Nice.
It's a really nifty game. And that's cozy. Go build some shit. Like,
Yeah.
play the cute little, it's not even Pokemon battles. It's all the cute stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of dropped off of Pokemon after Fire Red. Honestly.
Normalizing this is a little creepy.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, granted, this was a slightly different time.
Still,
Yeah.
like at the time, it was a warning. Now,
Yeah. Now it's just life.
shit, we're here.
Yeah. So a little bit off topic, but I remember a couple weeks ago I posted this meme where it's the Anakin and Padme meme where he says something, she says, "Oh, to do this one other thing, right?" And he just has the stern face. Except I changed the two panels on the bottom, so it went from Anakin and Padme to V for Vendetta and her character in that movie. Her saying just like, that can't happen in real life, right? Anyway.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that meme.
Yeah, I like that one.
Right?
Yeah. Anyways, so a couple things like I was saying about this game. This game is much more. It's very good for that part-time gamer aspect to it, because the individual days go by very quickly. I mean, each day is literally a couple minutes. They're not that long. So it gives you a lot of off ramps to just take a break, come back to it later and all that jazz, which is nice. You don't have to take it in huge chunks to feel like you've done something, which is good. It does have a narrative to it.
Little time killer, basically.
Yeah. And it does have a narrative to it. Depending on what kind of choices you pick, like you can be like straight and narrow, not take any bribes from people and everything. You can just kind of keep your head down and try to get through life, or you can be the government shill and try to abide by them, or you can be part of the revolution and help them out. You can get arrested. You can get. I think there's even situations where they could just execute you for stuff. There's a lot of different endings you can get as part of the narrative, depending on the choices you make, which is kind of nice. And it's not just a straight shot game where it's just A to B. It does have that variation to it, which I think is nice.
Yeah.
And
You
unlike
have choices. None
yeah,
of them are very good ones, but
yeah,
you have choices.
yeah. It's nice with this one that it does have that variety of like the places that you can be a bouncer for. Unlike Papers, Please, where it's just the single outpost that you're at. This game you can go to a bunch of different places depending on your status, what kind of job it is, that kind of stuff. And it is nice that with Papers, Please, it was
and the elections one. I feel like
Yeah.
that needs to be mentioned because it is kind of a big plot point, and like most of these are clubs and restaurants, and like there's a cheese shop and a meat shop or whatever restaurants, right? There's a point where there's a pivotal election in this process, and
I didn't get to that
yeah,
point.
here's a warning. We're coming up on this one. You're sent to be the bouncer to check the IDs at the polling place. And there's certain people you don't allow in and their ID is expired, and yeah, come on, stand strong here. Don't pass this fucking act right now. And everyone in America be aware, please go get the ID if you can, and if not, call someone from your local party and they'll drive you to the Board of Elections to get the free ID you can get that will count. Um, if you don't have the means to get like a passport and stuff. I mean, I just went and voted in our primary and I took my passport to make sure they'd take it because some people were having trouble using that.
Yeah.
And we haven't even passed this bullshit yet. So anyway, he's checking IDs at the door, and it's being rigged.
Yeah.
When he leaves the shift, he finishes the shift. Hey, great job! Thanks for doing this. You're so supportive, of the right side of things. And even though you're a Euro pig, go snort some truffles later. But there was, on your way out, stop and help shred some of those spoiled ballots, will you? And there's like a animation of a guy right next on the other side of the door when you're walking out, and you can just hear the paper shredder. And then your shitty overseer, when he comes to your flat and he gets promoted, is like, yeah, hey, thanks, do you like it or not? I just got this big promotion, and wait till the next election, then we won't have to have any more. So, yeah. And then you go back to, the club.
Yeah. I'm starting to realize this wasn't the best topic to pick.
No, it's
anyways.
good.
Anyways,
it's not what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But people need to talk about the fucking things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just life.
Go volunteer at your Board of Elections today.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a paid position, folks.
Yeah.
Day of training, couple hours of training. You can help make sure this doesn't happen. Safeguard us in your power as a citizen. It's your job. It's your job. Sorry.
But yeah, I think I mean, in regards to the raw gameplay of this, I do like the fact that it keeps the same kind of core gameplay of Papers, Please. That it worked for that, so why change that too much? But it does vary it up, which is nice. It adds some more elements with there's occasions I think where you have to manage multiple queues. So you have to go back and forth between them, try to keep everyone happy. You get bonuses for that.
Yeah, there's happiness meters on your queues.
Yeah. I do like the fact that there's kind of varying difficulties with the depending on the clubs. Like the King's Head, you get a warning, like 4 warnings, and then like another 3 fines, and then you get failure. Oh, so you get a lot of
And you
leeway
get
in the beginning.
promotions, so you get more pay.
Yeah. Um, eventually it does get more difficult in that like you have fewer chances to mess up.
Yeah,
Some
and you have to measure that and keep track of it. There's strategy there because once you are helping the resistance, you end up with kind of a side list of people you need to let in and people you need to keep out to help them organize. And
yeah,
so you have to be very accurate on everyone else so that you have the leeway to help the resistance in that way.
yeah. So it keeps the core gameplay, which is good, which is what worked for Papers, Please. But it varies it enough to make it its own thing, which is really nice. Um, I mean, I'm kind of sad I missed the sale. I mean, for $4, it'd definitely be worth it. For 20, it's still, if you're a fan of this kind of genre, it's still worth it for $20, I think, because you can get, if to 100% it, they're estimating like 20 hours. So you can still get quite a bit of value out of it. Plus because there's multiple endings, you can try to go a different style of gameplay and like see what feels like to join the revolution or
And you can
stuff like that.
save at any point.
Yeah,
So you can just jump out and save and then see where that decision takes you. And then go back to your save point.
yeah. So it's
So
nice
it's
that it
low
has
stakes in that way that we kind of like for the part-time situation.
yeah. Oh, and yeah, and like I said, it each day goes by pretty quickly. Oh, so it gives you plenty of opportunity to take it in chunks, which is nice. Uh, yeah, I mean,
I thought
it's
the no ticket references were funny. There were some of those right at the beginning, like no ticket, no entry, and then
yeah,
right when you get in, then you go into the past where you're living, and there's another one right away where
yeah,
no ticket, no laundry type thing, which is uh, lovely.
yeah,
There was another like pop culture reference I can't remember off the top of my head that I was amused by. You are reading the whole thing.
yeah,
For people who
the,
hate that, know that
yeah.
because all the dialogue is mumble
It's kind of
nonsense.
Simlish, I guess.
Yeah, Simlish, but it is amusing because they managed to do that with like a British accent.
You're not wrong.
Like
Yeah,
there's you almost get a hello and a mate in here now and again. In this otherwise nonsensical mumbling, it's very
yeah,
funny, and they convey the emotion basically of the people talking when
yeah,
they're pissed off and saying screw you. And,
yeah, yeah. Because like,
do you
what?
know who I am? That one was like, and then and it's funny.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But and yeah, I didn't even mention the art style. I love the pixel art style of it. Oh, you don't need fancy graphics to make a good game. You really don't. It's,
That gets persnickety too, though. Like when you're having to actually get later in the game, you have to pay attention to making sure the ID pictures match.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and like you see, and their outfits are always very different. Like somebody's obviously
yeah,
wearing a big fur coat, and somebody's wearing Sergeant Pepper uniform some fucking reason, and all this different stuff. But you kind of in your brain have to isolate the head of the person because you're comparing it to the ID.
yeah,
Um, like in one of the playthroughs I was watching, the guy was actually gotten, hey, their picture didn't match. Be more careful. Like it was one of the ways they failed
yeah.
in the ID check because I don't think the scanner worked on that part.
Hmm.
I don't know.
So yeah, it's definitely it's got the the same sauce as Papers, Please, with enough variation to make it interesting. As we've discovered, though, the subject narrative might be a little too close to home right now. So
Yeah.
take that for what it is.
No one in Minnesota needs to play this right now.
Mm,
Nobody in a couple of communities. Oregon's
Yeah.
pretty bad right now.
yeah.
It makes me a little uncomfortable. Just it
Uh,
might make you uncomfortable. It might spur you to action.
yeah. Or it might just get you overwhelmed like it's making me right now. Anyway. Still,
You knew this wasn't gonna go by me without saying things.
I hoped kind of, but yeah, I don't know what to expect.
Everybody
I-
buy my book.
Yeah.
Oh, I just knocked my challenge coins off the wall. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad. The only challenge coin I have is the all around science one, and that thing is heavy. That is a solid coin. Like I can't
It
flip
is
that. Yeah,
very solid.
yeah. I'm afraid
I've
to flip
got
that
a
one
TV
because it
Travis
might
one that's
damage
like
my
a poker
desk.
chip.
Yeah.
I got my poker chip one. I have another 3D printed one from TV Travis. I've got a TMS Vegas one,
Yeah.
and
Right.
the other ones fell where I can't see them. I'm gonna have to go dig.
Nice.
It's okay.
Yeah. Gravity.
That might be all of them.
Oh. All right, so we still got a little bit of time. But before we get to our water cooler talk, we're going to have our little impromptu. I mean, we've already kind of been starting it. Our little impromptu part-time shamers as a Twitch ad goes. So start that up, and okay, Twitch ad is going. So we got 3 minutes to rant more. So. Yeah, I do like the mango Mussolini. I'm keeping that on my board. The
Okay.
the one that I typically use is overly elaborate and requires some practice to say properly. What was it? Cheeto dust encrusted human shaped sack of fascism flavored cat piss. Is the one I typically go with. Because I don't even want to refer to him as a person. Anyway.
Well, I used to use 45, but I used to just only use the number.
Yeah.
Now he's got 2 fucking numbers. I'm working on a new book, starting soon, where me and the same co-author I had for the last one are doing kind of a recap of all of the fucking horrific 2025 news. And actually, deep diving, clarifying, because there are people who just only use one source and it's not good. But
Yeah.
actually getting documentation, judicial records, like getting a book, an historical reference, like our other one was of the things that happened all year. So we're talking about titles. I mean, what do I call it? Ken's like, not sure what to call the book. Like Trump Reich 2025 or Last Year of the Republic, if we want to be dark. I'm like, oh God, no, I don't want to go that dark. I refuse to believe that right now. But Rob gave me the good idea of a dark time in the Republic, using the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like that's the beginning of New Hope, right? It was a dark time in the Republic. That's really fitting. I kind of like that one. On a later note, maybe deconstituted. Like that's a very grabby one, right?
Yeah.
So we're brainstorming ideas for this book title. Feel free to, join in and send me your ideas if you have any.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Your video froze.
Yeah, my camera just decided to randomly reset.
Okay.
It should be good
It was
now.
great on stream because you were doing this.
Yeah, that's my mood. A lot of times. Hopefully, there it goes. Okay, everything seems to be back on stream. And we're just about done with our ad. So, yeah. Why? I mean, I'm taking bets on how long is he going to bomb how long before he just bombs random company or country and calls it Operation Epstein Distraction.
Right?
That's all it ever is. And it just
Well, and
it just baffles
oil
me.
right
Anyways,
now.
yeah.
I'm more used to it being that, at least.
Yeah.
Which succeeded what? Bringing the Dow down, which was their claim to fame, and gas prices going up, which is the only thing that wasn't going up. So it's making things harder for people.
Yep. It just
Brilliant.
baffles me. Anyways, our ad is over, so let's talk about something a little bit lighter with our water cooler talk.
You get that thing I sent you?
So we have this article from so to those who don't know, Slay the Spire 2 early access came out this week, and it was definitely one of those games that broke Steam for several hours. I tried to buy it like literally as soon as it came out, and I couldn't. Their website was broken for a while. I did eventually get it, and I have played several hours of it already. But so one of the things that the Slay the Spire 2 devs said before their game came out was let's see if I can find the exact quote. Yeah, so the Megacrit, which is the developers of Slay the Spire, said, "Congratulations to the Marathon team on their launch. Don't let some small indie passion projects like this pass you by just because Slay the Spire 2 is out." And that they said that it was supposed to be a joke, and they ended up kind of backtracking on it because the concurrent players for Slay the Spire 2 was over 10 times that of Marathon.
Wow.
Yeah, at the time,
It's hard to believe they didn't realize they would blow up. I mean, they had to think at least they could beat them.
well, I think they thought that.
I never heard of Marathon. Like,
I mean, yeah, I've heard of Marathon
10 times. Yes, I can see where they
yeah.
didn't expect that much. But they also have been hyping it well. Like,
Yeah,
they had the original on sale right beforehand, which is a great call to drive up, interest and hype for the sequel.
yeah. I mean, it is something that I like, that humility. I think having that level of humility is good. I mean, that's something that old school Blizzard did all the time. Is like when
We
they.
didn't mean to be mean. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because they even in their own description, Yano said, or was it Megacrit? Who's Yano? Yano, I think, is their president. Yano said, comparing the game to unexciting chicken noodle soup is how he described the game. How that's for Slay the Spire. That's how he thinks of his own game, not of Marathon. He's just like, he's probably been in this his own game for so long that it's like this. I would rather developers be surprised.
And you love it. I know lots of people love it, but I've looked at previews and some play, and I'm not very interested in playing it. Not my thing.
It is certain style. I mean, I think that's what they were thinking is like, okay, how many people are going to be interested in another, like the next incarnation of a deck building roguelike, because it's been, I don't remember when the original Slay the Spire came out, but it's like, it's another one of those. It's Slay the Spire more. The thing is like, I think he drastically underestimated how many people enjoy that. Compared to something like Marathon, which I mean has its granted. So like the player count for Marathon was around 47,000 concurrent players, which is not small. That's a lot of players still. That's still respectable. Then Slay the Spire 2 came out and was at 566,000. So over 10 times as many players. I mean, just speaking for myself, Slay the Spire, the original, is one of the few games that I have multiple hours logged on multiple platforms. Most games, no matter how much I like them, how much I think how good they are, I'll get to about 100 hours and I'll start losing interest. Slay the Spire is one of the few where it's like, I have it on my PC. I have several hundred hours on there. I have it on my phone. I have several hundred hours on that too. It is a phenomenal game. And just from the little bit that I've played of Slay the Spire 2, they somehow did the same thing with Slay the Spire 2 as Hades 2 did for Hades, where it's more of the same, but better.
Yeah.
And just like a couple subtle, like they haven't changed the formula too much. They've just added a little bit to it, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. And it's like you're able to like choose cards to put affixes to, where it's like, okay, this card has nimble on it now. So it's like any card that gives defense, you can add nimble to it, and that gives it a little bit more defense, but it's like a specific card. And so they have these little affixes that you can add to cards and stuff. It's the animation. Well, first of all, it has actual animation. Like that was one of the big kind of detractions, or one of the big kind of cons of the original game, if you can even call it that much, is the art style. It was not super elaborate, or it wasn't kind of the peak of it, like even in that kind of style. And the animations were pretty rudimentary. But in this one, like they have actual death animations for the enemies. They have attack animations for your characters. They have, they've really upped that game, and it's much better, much smoother animation style and just art style in general. And I love the fact that it's still in early access. They predicted it will be in early access for about a year or so, a year and a half, somewhere around there. I think is what they said. And they have a bunch of placeholder text or placeholder art in what they refer to as their timeline, which is where it's like all their achievement. Basically, it's their new achievement menu. We unlock different characters, new cards and stuff like that. They have a bunch of placeholder art on there. And I find it hilarious, the fact that like all of this placeholder art is like MS Paint. It's just like really, really rudimentary art style. And it's like, just to show this, they don't use AI. I think they like did that on purpose. That it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it looks like my 4-year-old cousin drew this on a really crappy tablet, but you can get the idea. It's hilarious. But some of the like the non-placeholder art is just freaking amazing. And one of them is disturbing. So when you unlock, they have a couple new characters. One's the Regent, one is the Necrobinder. I really want to play more of this Necrobinder. It's actually a really cool class. But the art that you unlock when you unlock the Necrobinder is disturbing, because it's like, so the Necrobinder is she's basically a necromancer, like using this like cursed magic and everything. And her artwork is basically like her skin being ripped off of her body as she's like being converted into a lich. And it is particularly disturbing because like one of her eyes is like floating over here where it shouldn't be. And it's like, yeah. So they've definitely upped their artwork game, while simultaneously also going the opposite direction with their placeholder art, which I just think that's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, really looking forward to what they do with Slay the Spire 2. I mean, even day one of early access, feels like a more complete game than most complete games.
Awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, they had a tweet not thinking that they would be overpowering Marathon, and then afterwards it's like, it wasn't supposed to be shade. We were being sarcastic. Did not know we'd blow up quite to the degree that we did. So they it's I just think it's kind of funny. A little bit more lighthearted with that story, because there's still a lot of garbage going on. Sony making there's console makers in general just making poor decisions in my mind. Because it seems like both Xbox and PlayStation want to go back to console exclusivity, which
Yeah.
I don't understand.
What a silly thing to do.
Yeah. It's like, and it's weird because especially with PlayStation, it's specifically for the like single player experiences. They want to go back to just having like not even like what they're currently doing with like keeping them exclusive to console for like a year and then putting them on PC. They're just not going to do it on PC at all, which I think is dumb.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping it like they're basically they're hinging on being able to get more money from a much smaller group of fans than getting a little bit less money from a much larger group of general gamers. Because the one kind of detail,
I don't know who's trying to math that and think it works. But
I don't know. 'Cause like the one detail that Jason Schreier said is when PlayStation sells something from their store, they get 30% of everything that's sold from their storefront. So yeah, if you're like in theory, if they were able to convert, whatever percentage of PC only players to PlayStation players, they could theoretically make more money that way. The problem is, like from my standpoint, it's like, okay, I haven't had a console. Like the concept of having a gaming console has not been a thing for me for over a decade. Like period. And literally the only console I have is this Switch Lite that I didn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
That's like
and I
literally
have consoles, but I don't have a PlayStation.
Yeah. I mean,
So the only way I'm going to play those games, like you're not going to get 30%, but you might get 3% if you put a game on Steam and I want to play it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the difference between it's like, okay, you're not getting any money from me, or you're going to get some money from me.
Have they said they're going to pull games they already let out?
No.
Or quit supporting them? Okay,
I think this is just
I still have
like
Spider-Man
from
on my list.
Yeah. So yeah, like they're like, I think from this point on, it's like, and it was speculation before, like last week we talked about this and it was speculation at that point. But since then they have confirmed and come out and said, this is our stance going forward. And specifically for single player experiences, which one of them that I was actually kind of excited for was Saros.
Guys, you're not Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and that's the thing is, a lot of people come up with this argument. It's like, well, Nintendo does this all the time. Why don't we give them flex? It's like, because they've never put anything on PC. We don't have that expectation of them. It's like you can't release something onto PC and then say, okay, we're not going to do that anymore, and not have people upset with it. So I just think I don't understand it. Excuse me. Oh, but this is their plan going forward. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll all find out. I think we better
I think I'm done
wind
for the
this
night.
up. It's about that time, and Shawn's
Just
some
dying
rest.
slowly.
Get
It's
rid of
okay.
this rest of this cough. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's gonna be it for tonight. Everyone, thanks for joining us. Join us next time. We're gonna be continuing. Excuse me. Give me a second. Anyways, continuing our theme next week with "That's Not My Neighbor," which is I think a very interesting, much more horror-oriented version of this kind of genre. Hey, everyone, thank you for listening. If you like what you've heard, like to help us out, a few ways you can do that are by giving us a review over on Apple Podcasts. You can follow my Twitch channel for our live recordings starting Sunday nights starting at 9:15 Eastern Time. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel for our archives, which show pretty much immediately after we're done with the show. Or you can leave us a tip over on our Ko-fi. If you'd like to contact us, you can with our email, parttimegamers.cast@gmail.com, or you can join our Discord channel. You can find this show and links to everything around it using the links bit.ly/CI Productions. Remember, where can people find you around the internet?
Well, the easiest thing to do is go to 9of12.com. That's NINEOF12.com. It'll point you to all my shenanigans.
Indeed. Still not entirely sure where to direct you for Theo, but usually he's here. So
Here.
Yeah, that's about the most consistent place.
Come
I
back.
think.
He'll show up.
Yeah. He was just a little bit of migraine-oriented stuff today, so that's why he's not here today. But anyways, usually he's here, and you can be able to see him here.
And you might be able to meet him at Nerd Tech.
Maybe, yeah. All right, but everyone, until next time, we are the Part-Time Gamers clocking out.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.